I can be outside and spend more time on like sports and hanging out with my parents.
It takes up a lot of my night to do homework, and I'm not able to do a lot of things I want to do.
They're involved in athletics. They're involved in extracurricular activities. They're involved in playtime.
School, and then I go to cheer, and then I get home at 8:30, and it takes like an hour.
I think we're just overstimulating our kids, that they're in too much, and somewhere along the line there, the homework value gets lost in that, and doing homework gets lost in that. Or you get like high school kids staying up till 1, 2 in the morning trying to get something done.
Homework's not generally an extension of the learning that was taking place in the classroom. It's generally busy work given, or it's stuff that parents don't understand, or it's things that there are things that aren't interesting to do at home. It's just busy, rote, memorization work. And if it's just work, then the interest level isn't there. We as adults don't like to do homework that is just rote memorization, busy work. So why would we expect kids to love it? Classroom work should be fun in its, maybe not in its entirety, but in essence, school should be fun for kids. School should be interesting for kids, because when it's interesting, kids learn. The same principles apply to homework. If it's not interesting, if it's not applicable, if it's just busy work, that is, I think, a major reason why they don't do it.
I think students hate doing homework because, you know, it's just, we're kids, we want to do our own thing, you know, hang out with our friends, stuff like that, and we have to sit down, do homework and stuff, but it's very boring to us.
I think for some of them, it's just lack of confidence that they can. They don't think they can. I think some of it's just habits. They're not used to going home and doing stuff. They consider that to be their own time. And I think for some kids, they don't buy into school, whether it's in class or at home. I have students who aren't engaged during class and don't go home and do the homework, which is just a carryover of how they are in class.
They don't see the necessary need for it. They have other things to do. Their lives are so much busier that it's not important to them.
Because it's like a pain in the butt sometimes. Like, it interferes with sports sometimes. Like, if you have sports at night or whatever, then you have to come home and do your homework, because otherwise you get a bad grade for not doing it.
So many students hate homework because they truly don't understand the assignment, and it frustrates them, and they just they can't comprehend it, and it spends more time than it actually should be. So I think teachers should explain it more in ways that kids could understand it, so that they can, I guess, so that they can spend less time on homework and more stuff.
I think students hate doing homework because they're already at school for 7 hours a day, and they don't want to think about school or do any schoolwork anymore for the rest of the day.
I think we're just lazy.
Yeah, I think we're lazy and that we want to hang out with our friends more and like do more exciting things and sit around and do school again.
I agree with both of them, but yeah, I think it's all of those that we're lazy. We want to go hang out with friends and just don't want to think about school or do anything, even if we do have homework.
And most of us have things to do after school, like sports and stuff, so we don't really have time to do homework.
Yeah.
Especially if they go late, then you're kind of behind on homework.
I mean, why can't you just learn it in school? Like, you have to do it at home? I mean, can't you just practice in school? I mean, I don't get why you have to do it
every single day, and homework is like not good use of that time.
You do enough work in class?
I hate homework.
parents don't understand it. There's things that even my own kids, who are just 9 and 11, bring home. I wonder what they're meant to learn from this if I don't get what's happening, if I don't understand.
If it's tied to a direct learning goal that they're doing in the classroom, it can, but most of the time it's not. It's just busy work, so then no.
I think if it's meaningful homework and it's not a lot of it, it can improve learning. Because there's meaningful homework, like if an elementary school student has assignment about their grandparents and they have to do, maybe their grandparents were in the war, World War II or something like that, and they have to interview them or tape them or something like that, get a story from them, they would learn something. That's meaningful homework. If it's meaningless, busy work, copy down these 12 words and write out the vocabulary and its meaning, probably doesn't have a lot of merit to it.
Majority of the homework that I see assigned to my own kids or to students in classrooms that I observe, to students that I speak with, no, majority of that homework does not improve learning because it's not an extension of the learning that they're seeing in the classroom. It's just work given because that's the expectation that we as adults have seen over the years, that we in education have seen as a standard that's been given. No, the overall learning that takes place with homework is minimal. Because it's not an extension of the learning that takes place in a majority of classrooms that's assigned from.